In the remote village of Eldritch, nestled deep within the wilderness of America, lived a man named Samuel. Samuel had always been an ordinary person, leading an uneventful life as a librarian in the village's ancient library. However, one fateful night, his life took a sinister turn that would haunt him forever. It all began when Samuel attended a peculiar carnival that had mysteriously appeared on the outskirts of Eldritch. The carnival, known as Cirque Macabre, was a dark and enigmatic spectacle that promised thrills beyond imagination. Samuel, always seeking a break from his mundane routine, decided to explore the eerie attractions. As he wandered through the dimly lit tents, Samuel came across a tent that seemed to exude an ominous energy. The faded sign above the entrance read, "The Coffin of Despair." Intrigued and compelled by an unseen force, Samuel entered the tent. Inside, the air was thick with an otherworldly mist, and the only source of light was a dim, flickering lantern hanging above a solitary coffin. The sideshow barker, a gaunt figure with sunken eyes, beckoned Samuel forward. "Step right up, my friend, and experience the ultimate thrill of Cirque Macabre. Witness the Coffin of Despair and embrace your deepest fears." Samuel, caught in the grip of curiosity, approached the coffin. The sideshow barker explained that those who dared to lie within the coffin would confront their innermost terrors, emerging stronger and free from their fears. Intrigued by the promise of liberation, Samuel hesitated for only a moment before climbing into the cold, wooden box. As the lid closed above him, Samuel felt a chill crawl up his spine. The air inside the coffin grew colder, and the darkness enveloped him like a suffocating shroud. Unbeknownst to Samuel, the coffin had a mysterious power that transcended the boundaries of the living and the dead. In the depths of the Coffin of Despair, Samuel's consciousness slipped into a surreal realm where nightmares held sway. He traversed twisted landscapes, confronted grotesque creatures, and faced the darkest corners of his own mind. Each ordeal seemed to last an eternity, and as the horrors intensified, Samuel's sanity began to unravel. Eventually, the lid of the coffin creaked open, and Samuel emerged, gasping for breath. The sideshow barker greeted him with a sinister smile, claiming that Samuel had conquered his fears and emerged reborn. However, something felt amiss. The air was still heavy with an unnatural chill, and the mist in the tent seemed to linger. As Samuel stumbled out of the tent, he realized that he was no longer in the familiar surroundings of the carnival. The village of Eldritch had transformed into a nightmarish landscape, twisted and distorted. The moon hung low in the sky, casting an eerie glow over the skeletal trees that clawed at the heavens. Dread settled in Samuel's chest as he wandered through the desolate streets, devoid of life or sound. Shadows danced on the walls, and strange whispers echoed in the air. A sense of foreboding accompanied him as he navigated the nightmarish realm that had replaced his once familiar home. In his search for answers, Samuel stumbled upon a graveyard bathed in an ethereal, otherworldly light. The tombstones stood like silent sentinels, and a peculiar mausoleum beckoned to him. Hesitant but driven by an unseen force, Samuel opened the heavy door and entered the cold, stone chamber. To his horror, he discovered a series of coffins lining the walls, each one occupied by a lifeless corpse. Panic surged through him as he recognized the faces of his friends, family, and fellow villagers. The realization struck him like a physical blow. The Coffin of Despair had not freed him from his fears. Instead, it had transported him to a realm of the dead. As the weight of the revelation settled upon him, Samuel noticed an empty coffin in the corner. The lid was ajar, as if waiting for its next occupant. The air in the mausoleum thickened, and the whispers grew louder, urging him to make a choice. Desperation gripped Samuel, and he succumbed to the macabre temptation, climbing into the vacant coffin. The lid closed, sealing Samuel in darkness once more. This time, however, he was not alone. The corpse beside him stirred, its eyes opening to reveal a hollow gaze that sent shivers down his spine. The cadaver spoke with a voice that echoed from the depths of the abyss, recounting tales of despair, regret, and the inevitable fate that awaited all who dared to embrace the Coffin of Despair. Together, Samuel and the corpse embarked on a harrowing journey through the underworld, encountering malevolent spirits and facing trials that tested the limits of their endurance. As the horrors unfolded, Samuel clung to the hope that he could find a way to escape the clutches of the Coffin of Despair and return to the realm of the living. Yet, with each passing trial, the line between the living and the dead blurred. Samuel's sanity waned, and the boundaries of reality warped into a nightmarish tapestry of torment. The whispers that once urged him now taunted him, revealing the grim truth that escape might be an illusion in this twisted afterlife. In the depths of despair, Samuel stumbled upon a spectral figure that seemed to hold the key to his salvation. The figure, cloaked in shadows, revealed itself to be the spirit of Cirque Macabre's enigmatic ringmaster, the mastermind behind the Coffin of Despair. The ringmaster spoke of ancient pacts, cursed rituals, and the insatiable hunger of the afterlife. With a skeletal hand, the ringmaster extended an offer: to break free from the Coffin of Despair, Samuel must embrace the darkness within and become a harbinger of despair himself. Torn between the desire for freedom and the fear of succumbing to malevolence, Samuel faced an impossible choice. As he grappled with his decision, the underworld trembled with the echoes of tormented souls. The Coffin of Despair revealed its true nature, a gateway between the realms of the living and the dead, a conduit for the shadows that hungered for the despair of the living. In a moment of clarity, Samuel understood that the only way to escape the clutches of the Coffin of Despair was to confront the malevolent forces that lurked within. With newfound resolve, he refused the ringmaster's offer and sought a path of redemption. The trials that followed were more harrowing than any he had faced before. Samuel battled the shadows, confronted the tormented spirits of the Coffin of Despair, and navigated the twisted corridors of the afterlife. Each step brought him closer to the heart of the darkness that bound him, and with every victory, the spectral whispers grew weaker. Finally, Samuel reached the core of the underworld, a place where the veil between life and death was thinnest. There, he faced the embodiment of the Coffin of Despair itself, a nightmarish entity hungry for the souls ensnared in its grasp. In a climactic battle, Samuel fought with all his strength, wielding the light of his resilience against the consuming darkness. The very fabric of the afterlife quivered as the struggle unfolded, and the fate of Eldritch hung in the balance. As the battle reached its zenith, Samuel unleashed a surge of inner strength that shattered the Coffin of Despair's hold. The entity convulsed, its malevolence dissipating like dissipating shadows in the morning light. The underworld trembled, and the spectral whispers faded into silence. With a blinding flash, Samuel found himself back in Eldritch, the village restored to its former state. The carnival, Cirque Macabre, had vanished, leaving only lingering echoes of its haunting presence. Samuel stood in the graveyard, the mausoleum now sealed and silent. As he surveyed the familiar surroundings, Samuel couldn't shake the feeling that he had been irrevocably changed by the ordeal. The memories of the Coffin of Despair lingered in the recesses of his mind, a haunting reminder of the thin line between fear and courage, despair and redemption. Haunted by the shadows of the afterlife, Samuel returned to his life in Eldritch. The library, once a haven of tranquility, now bore the weight of an unspeakable journey. The villagers, unaware of the horrors he had faced, went about their lives, oblivious to the darkness that had threatened to consume their existence. In the quiet corners of the library, Samuel continued his quest for knowledge, searching for answers that eluded him. The Coffin of Despair had left an indelible mark on his soul, a reminder that the boundary between the living and the dead was not as absolute as it seemed. As the years passed, Eldritch retained an air of unease, as if the shadows of the past still lingered in the hidden corners of the village. Samuel, now a guardian of the fragile equilibrium between worlds, remained vigilant, knowing that the Coffin of Despair could resurface at any moment, hungry for the despair that lurked in the hearts of the living.